Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights. Got 3 more boxes from Panini, and I don't like to do all vintage or all modern. I like to do a blend, and I like to determine if there are insights from the past that reflect on new stuff, as well as insights about new stuff that reflects the way the hobby now looks at vintage type product. So these are obviously 3 new products, although many of the products have older players, veteran, even retired players, as well as new players. And that's fun for me. But I do like truth in packaging. If you say there are going to be some veterans in there ought to be. If it's only rookies, then that's fine. I think the person ought to be able to figure out, do I want to buy this? There were 3 products, 2 of which I probably would not have looked at that closely, but for having the chance to review them. And the one I do get some action with. And the one that I know more about is the 24 Football Illusions, which is a beautiful set. Now, the others I'm not as familiar with. I'm just not a breaker. When they get to the dollar box, I notice them. And so there's some Illusion stuff that's in there. Good looking cards. The other 2, though, which are about half the price of the Illusions box, one is a debut edition of 2024 Prizm LIV Golf, LIV. That is a very interesting product. Golf is my now participation sport, and basketball is my preferred at the game experience. And I love watching football on TV, not so much to go to the game. Clearly, my first love of baseball is more limited to the Rangers and the potential for some great World Series. And they've got a good All-Star game. I enjoy that. And these prospects, I'm reminiscent of back in the day. I really had to study the prospects a lot. And then along the way, I hired some great people, namely for sure Ben Eklar. Gone too soon, was a COVID casualty, but was a great guy. I already did a tribute to him. But anytime I look at prospects, I think of Ben, and it's just that he was a great guy, super knowledgeable. And as I've said, this is a hobby where knowledge is power. You need some money, enough money to be able to wheel and deal. And you need some knowledge. You need an edge. You need a niche. You need a lane. So I have a lane. Ben had a lane. Hope all of you all have a lane. If you do everything across the board, it gets expensive and it's hard to have knowledge about everything. The 3 products, one was the 2024 Prizm LIV Golf. The next was the Panini Prospect Edition Baseball. Again, a debut edition. It's titled as a 2024. But all 3 of these are titled as 2024 boxes, even though they're coming out now in early March of 2025. But I've said when there's a single licensee, there's a much greater latitude for how you title or put the year on your products. No harm, no foul if there's only one full licensee. Illusions, the other one, which is 2024 football. It's got Tua and Dan Marino on the front. I like that. And that's one I would have greater familiarity with, and I will open it up in just a minute. Let's see, some insight. The LIV Golf, the LIV Golf, $165 a box is what I saw being released as we speak here. When I go to look for it, I think the David Adams type guys cannot sell it until the release date, but they can in many times advertise it. And I see more and more they're advertising for break spots and not just buying the box. That's okay. Although with the golf, even though they're trying to get a little bit of a team orientation, to me, golf is an individual sport mostly, except for Ryder Cup and things like that. 6 packs of 8 cards in the golf, 1 autograph and 18 inserts or parallels. I see Bryson DeChambeau on the front. That would be my card wall pick if I get a good card of him. He went to SMU. I don't know him, but I've seen him around town. He's a strong guy. He's a big hitter, and I'm not, but we're fellow Mustangs. One of the situations with the LIV Golf is that, in one sense, I don't think it's the highest league. And so to say that these are rookie cards, if they've had a card from a PGA licensed set, let's say, just because it's the first LIV card, the first LIV card, I don't know that I'd consider that a rookie. And some of you say, hey, who cares? Anything can be a rookie. There needs to be some structure. Otherwise, you get chaos and you get misrepresentation. So if the hobby has a pretty clear understanding, which Victor Roman is always pushing, then that's good. It keeps people from getting burned. And the other thing is with the LIV Golf, there are less players. So any box you buy when there are less players, then you've got, I think, a better chance to get the player you want. Baseball's got a big roster. Football's got a big roster. Basketball smaller, but NASCAR much smaller. baseball prospects could be huge. So it's easier to get your favorite players. And I'm going to open it and I'm going to see what I get. With the baseball prospects, that's a new thing. It's a debut edition. Uniforms, not as big a deal anyway when you're dealing with prospects. You're just hoping that one of these young baseball players can hit it. And they have 6 autographs in the box. So 6 packs of 8 with 6 autographs. So you get an autograph in each pack. And that's going to be interesting to see. I was very up on it 30 years ago, but hopefully I'll recognize some. And that advertise they have kabooms, which any kaboom would be cool. And on the Prizms, they did talk about hobby exclusive base variations in silver and color blasts, which I'd love to get a color blast. That would probably be a good candidate for my wall as well. And then the Illusions, more of a standard, one of the main sports with players that you're going to know most, if not all of them. 10 packs of 5, 3 autographs, and 2 memorabilia. I like it when they say exactly what it is. I like autographs better than memorabilia, but a cool memorabilia card is sure way better than a base card. They don't mention that much about the parallels, but there are other kinds of things there. It says find acetate or micro etch inserts and ultra rare holo heroes and illusionist inserts. When I opened up my vintage packs back in the day, it was just about who the player was. It wasn't even about the condition or the centering. It was just who did you get in my neighborhood. There could have been an all-star card, but there wasn't any foil treatment or etching or anything like that. I am going to open up and then I'll be right back. Okay, back. I opened the LIV Golf box and I got a color blast of Watson, who's also left-handed as I am. And so he's going to grading and he could go up on the wall. So that is really cool. He's a golfer that's, I think, never had a lesson. He's just very intuitive. He's really good. And he's a little eccentric too. So I like that. As I said, it was very similar to what I thought because there's a short list. I recognized many of the golfers, not all, but almost all of them. And then I was in a situation where they're promising 3 good cards out of every pack. And I probably got 4. I counted up 24 cards that were better than base, and that doesn't include some really good base cards. But that's a big winner. Anytime I can get something for my card wall. Thank you, Panini. That's the first color blast I pulled. Very happy about that. I hope I'm not acting like a little kid, but it's Christmas morning when you open up these boxes. Okay. By the way, all these boxes had a cello wrap, and then once you took a cello wrap off, there was no other sticker tamper-proof thing. So once you got that cello off, it was a situation where you just tear it into the packs. But that was a winner. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I opened the baseball prospects from 2024. Did not get a kaboom. I did get some nice cards. I spent time 2 weeks ago going through a lot of my older minor league sets to figure out in my 1% a month, what do I want to get rid of and find a new home for. These cards blow those away. These are prospects. Again, they can't show the major league logos, a prospect on the front, the player's uniform number, which is not a big deal to me. They do put what organization they're part of, but each pack had some good stuff in it with kind of a prism treatment, one of which was silver, some inserts, and then the 1 autograph card each time. Again, I'm getting at least what I was promised, and I didn't research it to see what guy I wanted, but it exceeded my expectations. I thought they were nicely designed cards, and you can't complain about the player selection. You're going to get who you're going to get. That's one of the reasons people deal with breaks, because they could get their favorite organization, perhaps. These are like penny stocks. You can buy low, and maybe you have to hold it for a while because these guys have not emerged in many cases. But when people are doing angel investing of early stage companies or penny stocks, it's got a different risk reward profile. You could wind up with nothing, but you could have a big winner. I'm inclined, I enjoy that on the investing side, to invest in something that's just starting up. It's very exciting to see something really blossom. And same thing with this. You shouldn't spend a lot of money on it because I think it's hard to have perfect knowledge, but it's easy to have some knowledge to know who would be players that are worth holding or dumping. And even then, as I said last week, there are no sure things. Anyway, that was a plus, but still basking in the glory of the color blast. Okay, the third box, 24 Illusions, 10 packs, 5 cards each, promised 3 autographs and 2 memorabilia cards. Did pretty good, y'all, on these 3 boxes. This third one was a good one. And as much as I like the Bubba Watson, with the Color Blast, this is really giving it a run for the money. First of all, I got a low-numbered Spencer Rattler, and I thought he was going to be great before he got to the pros, but I think he got spoiled by too much NIL money or something, because he looked like he was great going into college, and then all of a sudden he hasn't performed. Still might have talent. It's hard to give up on a quarterback. That's another insight. Don't do that. So I'm sitting here, I'm opening this, and I got an illusionist, Patrick Mahomes. Now, I'm a big fan of Patrick Mahomes. I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I don't think he's the greatest, but he's got a fabulous arm and a great instinct for the game, a real flair. Wasn't on display at the Super Bowl, but that is a card wallable card. Then I got a nice insert of Brock Bowers, who probably was the outstanding rookie if you just look at all the positions for last year, worthy of the card wall, but I'd like to see him do it for more than just 1 year. But he got a promising start when it's in the rookie year, but it's an insert. I don't really regard that as a true rookie card. It's a rookie card of sorts, but to me, it's not an RC. It's a RY or whatever, rookie year. And then finally, my big hit, I got JJ McCarthy autographed, and that is definitely going on the wall. So now I'm a JJ McCarthy fan, but we'll see what happens. I think he is going to get a chance, because Sam Darnold did not finish as strong. So I think JJ is going to get a real opportunity if he's healthy and had a year to observe the pro game. So I am holding on. I am not in favor of prematurely trading off cards that have good upside. And of course, it has some downside too, because the college game is very different. In college, all the receivers seem to get open, and in pros, everything happens a lot faster. The game speeds up. Mahomes, Bowers, and McCarthy, that's a winner, but for my Color Blast. So I'm going to declare it a tie, and I'm very pleased. Exceeded expectations, and the illusionist card, I can see why they touted. All the illusions have illusions. I guess that's why they call it the illusion. And it's one of the reasons why when I go in the dollar box, I hit football first. This same football product in illusion, if it had been basketball, it'd be double the price, triple the price maybe. Okay, so I'm still liking football, but the baseball and the golf were good too, and I see them occasionally too. So thanks, everybody. Have fun. It's a hobby for everybody, old cards, new cards, and everything in between. The man in the house of cards is doing